What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Days with Wade. Today we're going to go over some of Matthew in the Orthodox Study Bible. I fully read Matthew. I haven't read any of the other Gospels, which I'm still working my way through. I just started Mark, but I thought what would be a great idea would be to go back and reread Matthew with some highlighters to actually fully ingest what it is that I'm reading, and then have a little discussion with it about you guys, with you guys on the channel. So the first thing that I wanted to go over that stuck out to me was obviously the Sermon on the Mount. There's so much there, so much to unpack. So obviously I'm not going to run through all of it. I'll be here all day. But there was just one line of the blessings of the true discipleship, and it was, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Now, I'm very lucky to have the Orthodox Study Bible, where it has a lot of the footnotes that provide extra clarity. And so just right off the bat with "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth," you just think, well, what does that actually mean? Is someone who's very timid and not very strong, does that mean that, and very quiet, is this the kind of person who Jesus is talking about? And so I'll firstly refer to the footnotes before I make any of my opinions known. So meekness is an attitude of being content with both honor and dishonor. It is an imitation of Christ, who said, "Learn from me, for I am gentle," in brackets meek, "and lowly in heart." So the meek are God-controlled and have mastery over their passions, especially anger. Meekness is not passive weakness, but strength directed under control. The earth that the meek will inherit is not power or possession in this world, but the new earth, which is everlasting. And I remember Jordan Peterson talking something similar about it. He was quite confused when he'd first read it 20 years ago when he was talking about it. And he said that he found another translation, which he says is, "Those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, shall inherit the world." So after all that, taking all that into consideration, it's definitely not about just being timid and quiet and lacking of strength. It is about being strong and just having controlled aggression, and just being a very masculine man, but having it under control. So he says again that you should be a monster, but learn how to control it. I think this is saying something similar, in the sense that you have strength, but you're able to control it. So I think that's a big thing, because we talk about, Stoicism is quite popular now, isn't it? Where, for example, they talk about how it can be applied to traffic and not getting angry at people on the roads. So I think this is definitely like a whole nother level to that, where it's like you can become a very strong masculine man, but if you're going around and you're not able to control that, and you're almost becoming a tyrant, then that's pretty much the opposite of what's being said here. So it's not the fact that you want to hide away and not be competitive, not be masculine, and not push yourself, and just be, a manly man. You have to be a monster, but learn how to control it. This is how I'm kind of thinking about it. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. But I just think it's very interesting to contemplate what he's actually saying. And there's a lot of other things that we can unpack, but it's just, at the end of the day, it's just mind-boggling how this was said so long ago, and it's just so deeply profound. It's just really quite amazing. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. The next thing that I wanted to say was talking about, it's Matthew 5:38, where he says, you have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you not to resist an evil person, but whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. If anyone wants to sue you and take away your tunic, let him have your cloak also. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him too. Give to him who asks you, and from him who wants to borrow from you, do not turn away. So that's very interesting, right? So is that saying that if someone's abusive towards you, that you stick around and cop the abuse and become a punching bag? So if someone walks up to you and slaps you in the face, or someone you love slaps you in the face, whether it be physically or some other type of action, so this is just saying that you're meant to just take it and just turn the other cheek and get slapped again. Obviously, this is not what I think it means, but some people can probably take it that way, and they probably think that, Christians are quite weak people who do this. This is just what I'm thinking that, like a common misconception may be, just with regards to that particular Bible verse. So again, we're going to reference the notes. So in contrast to the Old Testament, Jesus warns us not to resist violence with more violence. Evil can only be overcome by good, which keeps us free from compromise with the devil. With the devil, and can bring our enemy under the yoke of God's love. A saint of the desert once found his hut being looted of its paltry possessions, and he knelt in the corner praying for the bandits. When they left, the monk realized they had not taken his walking stick. The monk pursued them for many days until he was able to give them the stick as well. Seeing this humility, the bandits returned everything to him and were converted to Jesus Christ. So let that sink in for a bit. That just hits really hard, doesn't it? So the idea that, imagine if, for example, you're a bandit or you're a robber, you rob someone, you go into their house, you steal, they've got a lot of good watches. Just kind of imagine you're that person, right? And you get away with it. And you and your friends, you're all happy that you got away with stealing all this stuff. And then the guy comes up to you for days later, mind you. Imagine you were on a road trip and you drove a few days, and this guy drives to you and goes, "You forgot to steal my walking stick." Old man. It's just another level, isn't it? How bad would you feel? It's just kind of inexplicable, isn't it? Really, if you were in that situation and he handed you that stick, it would just completely shatter everything that it would just shatter your belief system. So I don't think it's necessarily about being a punching bag for abuse. it's about stopping the endless revenge and violence. It's like a cycle that never ends. And it's just putting a stick in the spokes of the wheel, stopping it with humility and grace. Now, a big thing for me that I kind of take from all this is the act of letting go when someone wrongs you. So, for example, just a everyday relatable example, you're in traffic. Again, I'm using traffic as an example, and someone cuts you off. Now, you could definitely, I'm sure we all could just step on the pedal, go around them, cut in front of them, brake, maybe flip them off. We're all capable of that. We could just completely lose it. Again, this is going back to meekness. But it's having that control not to, and that's obviously a very hard thing to try and do. But for example, if someone's being quite abusive to you, a friend or a loved one or whatever the case may be, this doesn't mean to necessarily just turn the other cheek and cop the abuse. Like it's more, I see it more as like forgiveness. Say, for example, you have a friend and they did something that was, I don't know, unforgivable. That doesn't mean that you just turn the other cheek and keep taking it over and over. You can forgive them, turn the other cheek. But that doesn't mean you have to hang around and keep withstanding this abuse. So you can definitely walk away. That's how I'm reading it. So it's not so much getting people back, it's turning the cheek, and then you might end that relationship with that person. But it's not in the sense of holding on to it and really internalizing what had happened. It's about, turning the other cheek, meaning forgiveness, and walking away if that's what it is. And I think these two kind of tie in together with the blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth, and the Old Testament being obsolete when he references that particular Bible verse, and he tells you to turn the other cheek. So yeah, we all have the strength and the probably the aggression to get revenge and to be quite tyrannical with our positions, or if you've got a family, or with your family members, or just the people that you interact with on a daily basis. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk to you about that. It was just two things that stuck out to me on the Sermon on the Mount. And I'll continue reading the Gospels with my highlighters to try and give you guys my perspective, and maybe we can start a bit of a discussion in the comments below. So yeah, let me know what you think about all that in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a like and hit subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.